amazing. Thank you for being here this morning, and welcome. Last week you had a wonderful talk by Reverend Pat, and she talked about creativity as a conduit. And if you just think about this song that Scott sang, and how many people joined in, okay? How many people's faces just lit up because of this song? And I'm not even sure I was singing it right, but who cares? It was great, and it just really warmed my heart. So where did he go? Wherever he's at. He went back there probably to calm down. It's nerve-wracking to sing in front of anyone. And so you guys are so great because your love shines. I'm sure he felt very supported by that and all the clapping and all of that. So thank you so much for the love that you always send out. Always send out. So thank you so much. Anyway, Pat was talking about creativity as a conduit, and that was one of the ways. That was a prime example of us feeling love and being together just through that song. That's a creative aspect of our lives. In our own creativity, what we are individually, we're here with all these gifts. And that creativity, that gift that we share with others, is another peek at what God looks like and how we connect with one another as God using our creative forces. So it's an encouragement to use your creativity, to use what you love to do, and share that with other people. You have complete permission to do that. If nobody likes it but you, make yourself happy. All right? Make yourself happy. It's all good. So today I wanted to talk with you about no choice is a choice. No choice is a choice. And so what happens is we have a lot of things going on in our lives, a lot of choices that we can make. This is, to me, the abundance of the universe. If one way doesn't work, there's another way, there's another way, there's another way. There's so many things that are happening. So, I actually love so much being here in Fort Worth because there are so many things to do, so many opportunities to be involved, so many little different enclaves. You can go to one area of Fort Worth and be like in a whole other town. And you can be in another area and it's just an amazing place. I think it's a great place for creatives. But a lot of people think that we get scared because what's comfortable for us as human beings in our minds is going down the path that we already know. And so I'm telling myself now. She gave me this cute little glass. And on the glass it said, and you guys can take a look at it later, it said, Jesus touched my water. I'm sorry, I didn't actually get it until I look at it, oh my God. So I can just tell everybody, I'm drinking wine, honey, because Jesus touched it, whatever. That's just funny. That's funny, and that's just what we get to do. We just get to see the God in everyone and just see each other and do what we do. I love that. But part of the reason we don't is because we're fearful. How? This is the big question we're always asking. How is that supposed to work? How? And I'll say it again and again and again and again. The how is never your business. It's never your business. If I could give you any advice that you would take, and my whole thing is nobody ain't asking you, don't give it, because they're not asking. But you gave me permission to stand here and tell you some stuff. So I'm going to stand here and tell you some stuff. And one of the things I want to tell you is if you could just let go of asking how, you get on with your life. Just step into whatever it is you're thinking about doing and be assured that Spirit will guide you. And I'm going to just tell you this too. It's not always a straight track. Like you ask for something and Spirit will send you over here, then back over here, then back over here again, over here, over here, over here, and finally go, oh, that's what you want me to see. That's what you want me to see. And why? Because over here is what you're ready to hear. Then you're ready to hear this. And then you're ready to hear that. Then you're ready to hear the real thing that Spirit wants to tell you. So that's why we don't go straight. Sometimes we can because you're at a place where you can go straight to it. But sometimes you're not. So if you think that you can say, no, I'm not going to do it, and that is a choice. Saying no, choosing to ignore it is a choice. And Spirit will respond to that choice you made. by not doing what Spirit has asked you to do, not doing the steps that are in front of you. You will still be, Spirit still responds to that. So you can't think that things won't change, that you won't evolve, that something won't happen because you decide to stand there, sit there, and not actively choose. A choice will be made. That is a choice. That is a choice. And there's no such thing. It's an illusion. If you think you can stand there and not do something, that's an illusion. forget that. Get that out of your head. That's not what's happening. And so I belong to a women's group. I have several PIBs, which means partners in believing. So when I finish my counseling or class that I teach, then we end up being partners in believing for each other. And so we know what our dreams are. We support one another. We send little messages to each other. And so each one of those groups have become their own partners in believing. And so that's really a wonderful thing to have, is to have partners in believing. What I want to share with you about that is that I talk to people when I see something. They say they're asking, and they're not necessarily asking me, but they're saying that they want something. So I met this woman at a networking thing that I went to. She's new from California. When she was in California, she worked in the movie industry as a casting director. So she comes to the meeting, and she's sitting across from me, and she's talking about how she has to start all over, like there's nothing she can do here. And yeah, exactly. That's exactly what the look on my face when she said it. What are you talking about? Fort Worth is a movie town. It's an industry. It's a film town. I got something in my email talking about, hey, we're casting directors and we're looking for. Leave me alone. Okay, so that, and so I heard what she was saying, and not only did she say that she make that statement, but she moved to bumfuck. I'm sorry. I meant to leave that out. Excuse me, sorry. She moved to BFE. That's where she moved to Egypt. So how exactly are you supposed to get a job casting when you live out in the country somewhere? Okay. So I talked with her, and I just sent her a text, and I just said, listen, I just want to share with you, because of what I do, it's dream building. It's helping people get what's happening, what dream you have, and what's blocking you, and then how to remove those blocks. That's what I do. And so I just sent her a thing. I said, hey, this is not a marketing text to you or anything. This is nothing. I just want to share with you. You said some things that I think we can talk about and just get some things cleared up. I am still, that was 3-4 weeks ago, still waiting to get a response from that woman. I talked to another friend of hers.
Did she know who you were?
Huh?
Would she have known who you were when you
Yeah, because we went out and because we went out and we went to a jam session. What was asked was that would the woman know who I was? Yes, because when I first met her, when I saw her at the networking thing, wasn't the first time I seen her. The first time I saw her was we were at a jam session at this club, this restaurant very close, somewhere around here, and she loved what I was singing, and she took videos of me singing and sent stuff to me. So yes, she knew who I was when I sent the thing to her. She knew who I was, and she did not respond. But not responding, not choosing, is a choice. You say that you want to be in the casting. You want to, that you have all this information. And what also you're saying is, there's no way for you to do it here. And so Spirit is saying, you're right. Whatever you're putting out there, Spirit is not going to argue with you, because that's what you're saying. So that's what's coming. So what's coming, and even when someone sent her, a couple of people have said, let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to do that. And she just puts the blinders on and won't respond. No choice is a choice. Okay, the mic just. Did it go off? Hello? Maybe we ran out of battery.
turn off?
Go ahead. Can you hear me now? Okay. I don't know what happened. Thank you for that. That's loud. So now it's off again. It's off again? All right, let's just talk about it. I don't know what to say. We don't need it here, but it's for recording.
Oh, okay.
So you got these batteries. Okay. I'm going to continue talking some of this. Thank you.
You can use
So again,
podium mic.
thank you. Oh, there is another mic in there.
Just
It just takes a village, doesn't it? I love it. Thank you. So no choice is a choice. You say you want something, but it's coming right at you, and you're saying no to it. And so you're choosing not to actually, thank you, you're choosing actually not to do the thing you say you want to do. It's here and available. But you have in your mind that what you know about it is not here. So you're concerning yourself with the how. How's it going to happen? Well, how would you know? You're not from here. Y'all ain't from around here, are you? But y'all ain't from around here. But that's okay, because we're friendly, and we'll show you the way. But you won't let us. So don't think that you just standing there and not doing something is going to stop anything from happening. It's not. What's going to happen is you're going to feel like you can't get anything done by not making a choice. Make a choice for yourself is what I'm saying. Make a choice for yourself. Make a choice to go in the direction, even if you don't know how. Something, Spirit will give you a step. Maybe not show you the whole thing, but give you a step. Well, my sister, I talk about all the time, the caterer, Essie, she has, the road to your education, to your degree, can be a long one. Because you've got things that get in the way. You have kids, you have family, you have whatever you do. And so she had gotten her AA degree when she was in California. That was a long time ago. And she decided that she wanted to go ahead and finish and get a bachelor's just for her business, so she could, for her work, her job, so she could move up, because everybody was moving up, had a bachelor's. And so she said, I'm just going to go ahead and do a bachelor's. And so what she did was continued on the road she was on, which was engineering. The math for engineering it's not easy. And I love math. So I said, I'd help you. So we took the class together. But it turns out it wasn't even a math class for engineers. It was a math class for architects. Yes. Oh, my God. So we were in the study hall. And we're both bright girls, okay? And we were getting A's in the class, but we were falling behind because it took us so much to learn what we needed to learn to do the lesson that we were behind in the lessons. And I finally just said, listen, we're smart girls, and this is too much for us. We're going to need to drop out before we flunk. Let's just go ahead and drop out and reassess. And so I talked with her, and I said, what is it that you really want to do? She said, I want my BA. And I said, does it need to be in math? She goes, no, it doesn't. Good. Let's do something arty-farty. Or what, you know what I mean? She said, or whatever brings you joy. We don't need to be suffering. So what happened, so back to my point about no choice is a choice, she didn't really think about what she was trying to do. She just fell into what she'd already been doing. She didn't choose the real thing that she wanted, which was simply to get a degree to move her forward. It didn't make any difference what degree it was. It just needed to be a BA. So we dropped that. I enrolled her in Emerson, and we took classes together. So she was doing New Thought. She's a strong Baptist, which is great. No problem there. I'm not arguing. But she loved those classes, and we loved taking classes together. And she tells me now, today, how much taking that class, the New Thought way of praying, has changed her relationship with Spirit. Has changed her relationship with Spirit. That's just a bonus. The point that I'm making is that no choice is a choice. We have to think about the things that we're doing. We like, as human beings, to put things on autopilot. Well, this is what I'm doing, and even when Spirit is telling you this ain't the road, because this was a hard, why were we even in that class? We could have just taken 6th grade arithmetic and be done with it. But we were in an architect's class, and we were trying to do angles and heights and whether the structure was going to hold up in a tornado and all this type of nonsense. I'm like, oh, my stars. What is happening right now? Let's get out of this. Let's get out of this and do what you're really here to do. What is that? And then we just got into this thing where she had taken so many classes because she's there's a word for it that they have, but it's kind of like a minister, a lay minister in her own church. So she'd take, what is it? A deacon. Thank you. Yes, she's deaconess. She's a deaconess in her church. So that means she's taken all kinds of spiritual classes. So when we signed up for Emerson, she almost was done. We didn't have to take that many classes for her to get her BA. And it's an accredited school. It's not like she's just taking it from, I'm not going to say that, BFE, but it's a real class. And she was so happy. And I was able to join her. She graduated at Anton, so that, during the graduation thing. It was just such a wonderful thing for us to be able to do that together. But that was when she decided to make a choice. What do you really want? That is my point of this talk. I've gone all around the world. But the point is this. Think about what you really want. And then just ask Spirit for that. Let your life be easy. It's not supposed to be hard. Yes, there are things that we've got to learn and all that kind of thing, but it's not supposed to be hard. Why can't you just let Spirit put you in a place where it's easy to do, where you get to use your creativity, where you get to show your love? Why can't we do that? We can. We can. And all we have to do is involve Spirit in the decision that we're making and say, make a choice. This is what I want. I want my degree, and I want it to be easy. No more of these architect classes. So what would that look like? Okay. Well, take a class with your sister. And we had such a wonderful time. It was beautiful. I learned, she learned. It was great. Okay. So that's all. That's all I want to say. So I try to leave you with 3 things, and I had them, but I didn't write them down. So I don't know if I have 3, but I have one for you. And I've said it throughout the whole thing. Make a decision. Just figure out what do you want. Make a decision for it. And then just tell Spirit about it. And Spirit already knows once you made a decision. It already knows what you want. And Spirit always says yes. And even when you don't make a choice. I mean, you guys, I don't know how many people y'all clowned me about my old car and kept talking about, well, when you going to get rid of that thing? It's leaking. It's a wreck. It's a blah, 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 blah. I was like, yeah. But I was concerned, as I'm telling you now, I'm not above the things that I'm telling you about, so I can tell you because I know. The thing that stopped me from getting the car was what? How? How is that going to happen? The how question stopped me from just saying, Spirit, bring me a car. That's what I finally said. I stopped saying, well, you know what? I don't know how. And I said, you know what, Spirit, bring me a car. And you know what Spirit said? Okay. He said, get rid of the one you got. What now? So you want me to do something first. You want me to show you that I trust you. Is that what it is? Fine. So I let it go. I let the car go without any idea of how I was going to get a car. But the car came. It came. I've told you guys this story already. I had a friend just called me up and said, hey, I've got a new car for my wife. Do you want my old one? I'm sorry, what now? What did you just say? You heard me. Do you want the car? When can you get it here? That was my next question. It happens exactly that way. I want to tell you that I have made a decision to have more money come into my life. And I didn't tell Spirit how. And I don't want to get 2 jobs. I love what I do here. I love what I do. But I want to live better. And I set an amount. And I said, this is what I want every month. And this is what I affirm. So what did I make this month? The money I asked Spirit to bring me. And it came from a completely, it just came.
Street corner.
Huh?
Street corner.
Did you hear this, girl?
I didn't hear it.
Did it come street corner? Did you say? Yeah, only a new thought, right? Can we say that to the minister? I love it. It's so crazy. But my point is this. That's what you want a car? Then tell Spirit. You need some more money, finance in your life? Whatever it is, just tell Spirit. That's what you want. Let go of the how. It's so important that you let go of the how, because the how isn't your business. Every one of you in this room are individualized expressions of God. So whatever happens, whatever you ask for, don't you know He's going to send one of His children to help you? Don't you understand that? Do you get that? You're not here alone. You're not here alone. So when you ask for something, Spirit just says, okay, which one of my kids can do that? And gets it to you. That's how it works. You don't have to trust me on this. I've just given you some examples of what happens to me, and I'm asking you, one of the things I'm going to do a talk on this, and I'm going to get down because I know I'm running over time a little bit, but last week I was at my sister's church, and I love her minister. He's so funny. He's so self-effacing. And he was reading a passage, and I wrote it down because I'm going to do a talk about it. And what he said was it's a passage about faith, and about having faith in God. And he said, change the word faith to take a chance. So rather than you think about that as having faith in God, take a chance on God. That's what he's saying faith means. Take a chance on God, and that's what I'm telling you. Just what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? You don't have the thing you want anyway. So take a chance on God and see if God's going to deliver, and God will. God is, and so it is.
Amen.